Hello, welcome to all of you in the course Breeding Management in the Beach. We will start from basics and our first lecture is estrus cycle of the beach. So estrus cycle is actually a cyclic reproductive activity which help the beach to mate and conceive. Just like other animals, the estrus cycle of beach start after puberty. The age of puberty in beach have range from 6 to 23 months, while average bitches start their estrus cycle at the age of 10 to 14 months. So the whole estrus cycle is basically composed of 4 stages. These are proestrus, estrus, diestrus and anestrus. How will you differentiate between these stages? So these are the parameters which are important to know, and by using these parameters you can differentiate between the different stages of the estrus cycle. The first one is the behavior of bitch towards the male. Second is the physical changes that occurs in the reproductive tract. Third is the endocrinology of reproductive hormone. And in the last, vaginal cytology. In vaginal cytology, we actually observe the different forms of vaginal epithelium in different stages of the estrus cycle. Let's begin with the first stage, that is proestrus. It lasts for 3 to 17 days with an average of 9 days. The first parameter of proestrus is the behavior of bitch, that is, bitch attract the male but never allow mating. This attraction is actually due to the secretion of certain volatile chemicals known as pheromones. Next parameter is physical changes. The first physical change seen is the swelling of vulva. This is due to the elevated level of estrogen hormone in the proestrus. Second is the bloody discharge. This is due to the vasodilation caused by elevated estrogen. This vasodilation increase blood flow and put stretch on the epithelial cells of the blood vessels, specifically in capillaries, which are 1 cell thick. So due to this stretch, a little space created between the epithelial cells of capillaries, and through these spaces intact red blood cells can pass and appear in the discharge. Similarly, some bleeding is due to the necrosis of capillaries in endometrium as a result of inflammatory process that is initiated due to the elevated level of estrogen. Next is the edematous vagina, that is again due to the elevated level of estrogen. Next parameter is the endocrinology. So basically there are 4 types of reproductive hormones important in the estrus cycle of bitch. Out of these 4 hormones, FSH and LH are from the pituitary origin, while estrogen and progesterone are from the ovarian origin. Both FSH and LH remain at the basal level throughout the proestrus. Look at the estrogen. Its amount start increasing in early proestrus and attain peak till the end of proestrus. This estrogen is secreted by the developing follicles. Now look at the P4. It remains at basal level throughout the proestrus, but its amount start increasing at the end of proestrus, just at the time when estrogen start decreasing. This is very unique, and you will not see this kind of endocrinology in other animals like bovines and equines. So what's the reason behind it? Actually, the follicle which secrete estrogen throughout the proestrus, when it reach at the level of late proestrus, it become luteinized. So due to the luteinization of follicle, it starts secreting progesterone. Normally the progesterone is secreted by the luteinized cell of corpus luteum that form after ovulation, but in case of bitch, follicles become luteinized before ovulation. Let's make it clear with an example. Suppose there was a follicle which have 100 follicular cells. This follicle secrete estrogen throughout the proestrus. When it reach the late proestrus, out of 100 cells, 50 follicular cells start secreting progesterone due to the luteinization. So due to decrease in estrogen secreting cells, because in the start 100 cells were secreting the estrogen, but when the follicle reach at the level of late proestrus, out of the 100, 50 cells specified for the secretion of progesterone. So due to the decrease number of estrogen secreting cells, the amount of estrogen decreases, and similarly due to the increase in progesterone secreting cells, the amount of progesterone start increasing, because in the start not a single follicular cell secrete progesterone. Okay, the basal concentration of progesterone throughout the proestrus is less than 0.5 nanogram per ml. But at the end of proestrus, when the amount of progesterone start increasing due to the secretion by luteinized follicular cells, this concentration increase up to 1 or 1.5 nanogram per ml. If the concentration of progesterone increase up to 2 nanogram per ml, that is the start of estrus. For example, you have performed endocrinology in a bitch at your clinic on Monday. You find the progesterone concentration is 1.4 or 1.5. So you can make guess that the bitch is in the last stage of its proestrus or last days of proestrus. And you can also make guess that it is possible that the concentration that is 1 or 1.4 on the Monday, this concentration may increase up to 2 nanogram per ml on the Tuesday. So the Tuesday may be the start of the estrus. Hopefully you people understand this point. The last parameter of proestrus is the vaginal cytology, and it is unique for bitch. Vaginal cytology is actually the observation of vaginal epithelium under microscope. Basically, there are 3 types of epithelial cells in the vaginal epithelium. First one is the parabasal cells. These cells have big nucleus and less cytoplasm. Second is the intermediate cells. These cells have small nucleus as compared to the nucleus of parabasal cells and large cytoplasm. And last is the superficial cells. These cells have no nucleus at all. So when we observe the sample of vaginal epithelium, we also see some neutrophils and red blood cells. The amount of neutrophils and red blood cells is different in different stages of the estrous cycle, and also different within a same stage at different times. So on the basis of vaginal cytology, we divide the proestrus into 3 parts: early proestrus, middle proestrus, and late proestrus. Okay, let's start with early proestrus. Here we have 2 sections of vagina. One is transverse section and the other is longitudinal section. Look at the transverse section. In early proestrus, There are only one kind of epithelial cells present. These are parabasal cells. They are called parabasal cell because they are present just over the base of vagina. They have big nucleus and less cytoplasm. So if you insert a cotton swab inside the vagina, take a smear on the slide and observe it under microscope, you will see only parabasal cells in early proestrus. An important point to be noted is when only parabasal cells are present, thickness of vaginal epithelium is small and vaginal lumen is quite large. So you can easily insert your finger inside the vagina in early proestrus. Next is the middle proestrus. So what happened? As the proestrus progress, amount of estrogen increase. This increased estrogen have an important effect on the vaginal epithelium, that is hyperplasia of the epithelium. So in response to this hyperplasia, a new layer of parabasal cells produce. This new layer push the older layer of parabasal cells towards the lumen. So cells of old layer become away from the base, and due to the distance from base, their blood supply reduces. Due to reduced blood supply, these cells become stressed and start dying. As a result, their nucleus becomes small due to the necrotic changes as compared to the nucleus of parabasal cells. So these cells are actually known as intermediate cells. So if you insert a cotton swab inside the vagina, make a smear on the slide and observe it under microscope, you will see intermediate cells in the middle proestrus. In the last is late proestrus. So estrogen attained its peak till late proestrus. Due to its large amount, the hyperplasia is still continued at fast rate. So what happened? Again a new layer of parabasal cells produced. This new layer pushed the older layer into the intermediate cell layer. The new intermediate cell layer pushed the older intermediate cell further towards the lumen. So when these cells of the older intermediate layer become further away from the base, they become totally dead and lost their nucleus. So these dead cells are known as superficial cells or cornified cells. So if you insert a cotton swab inside the vagina, make a smear on slide and observe it under microscope, you will see only superficial cells in the late proestrus. The important point is when the proestrus progress, the thickness of the vaginal epithelium continuously increase, and due to this continuously increasing thickness, the lumen of the vagina become narrower and narrower. So if you will try to insert your finger inside the vagina, you may be unable to do this, or you may feel difficulty in insertion. Hopefully now you people have good understanding about vaginal cytology. An interesting question is, what is the benefit of this hyperplasia in the bitch? So nothing is without reason. The mating in the bitch is actually a very violent process. So the thin layer of vagina may rupture during mating. So to prevent this, the hyperplasia of the epithelium increase the thickness of vaginal wall. It is considered that till the end of proestrus, almost the vaginal epithelium is 80 to 100 layers thick. So this thickness prevent the damage during the mating. Watch my next video for next stage of estrous cycle. Also subscribe my channel and stay tuned for learning. Thank you all.